A sharp war of words is now unfolding on the global stage. And this time it is not missiles or drones, but statements, sarcasm, and strategic messaging. Well, Russia has reportedly responded strongly and even mockingly to comments that are made by the US President Mr. Donald Trump regarding the Strait of Hormuz and America's role in securing it. So, wait, let's just understand the backdrop first. The Strait of Hormuz, it's not just any waterway, it is one of the most important energy choke points in the world. Nearly 20% of global oil passes through this particular narrow passage every single day. That is almost like what? 1 in every 5 barrels of oil traded globally. And because of this, even a small disruption over here, it sends shockwaves across global markets, from fuel prices in Asia to inflation in Europe and America. Now, amid the rising tensions that are linked to Iran and regional security concern, Donald Trump, he made a very controversial statement. He suggested that the United States does not heavily depend on the Strait of Hormuz and implied that other countries relying on Middle Eastern oil, they should take responsibility for securing it. Now, this remark quickly triggered global reaction because this statement was not just about energy, it was about power, about stability, and about global leadership. And then came Russia's response, which, by the way, added a new layer to the geopolitical tension here. Well, according to reports circulating in Iranian and international media, Russian officials mocked the idea that the United States could distance itself from such a critical global route while still influencing the world energy politics. Here, some Russian remarks reportedly questioned America's ability to open or maybe control the strait in a crisis situation, or even challenge the idea of the US dominance in that particular region. In fact, the tone was sharp, the message that was clear, and the implications even bigger. That despite military strength, aircraft carriers, and global alliances, even the United States cannot fully control one of the world's most sensitive maritime choke points when multiple regional powers are involved in this whole situation. But why does this matter so much? Well, let me help you with that. It matters because the Strait of Hormuz, it's not just a regional issue. It's a global economic pressure point. Every day, as I told you, about 17 to 18 million barrels of oil passes through this corridor. That includes supplies for China, India, Europe, Japan, the United States itself, directly or indirectly, whatever. Even a 24-hour disruption can strike global prices and in fact, in past crisis too, prices have jumped by 8, probably 10% when the tensions were high. So when global powers start exchanging sharp political statements over it, markets do listen, governments do listen, and the world watches closely. Now, here's a bigger question that emerges. Is this just political rhetoric between global powers, or is it a reflection of deeper strategic competition over who truly controls the global energy routes? And that too in the time of crisis, because what is unfolding here is not just a disagreement anymore. It is basically a message battle between the world powers, where every statement carries weight and every statement signals influence. And in the middle of this, the Strait of Hormuz remains silent but extremely powerful, a narrow stretch of water holding the pulse of the global economy and now standing at the center of one of the world's most intense geopolitical debates in the world.